Hi, my name is Brenda Brenner, and I'm Associate Professor of Music at the Jacobs School of Music, Indiana University. I specialize in string teaching here at Jacobs, and I'm going to show you today how to make a pinky house. What is a pinky house? Pinky house is a contraption that you would place on the bow of any beginner string player. You can use it for violin, viola, cello, and bass. I'll show you how to do all four today. And it basically ensures that the pinky is shaped correctly on the bow and that the hand stays in the proper place. Anyone who's taught beginning strings knows that one of the largest challenges that you would have are children whose hands tend to sneak up the bow, the placement of the thumb is incorrect underneath the bow, or you get kids whose hands are sprung out and very, very tense. So the pinky house ensures that, first of all, the pinky stays in the proper placement on the bow and that it's round. So I've found it to be an invaluable tool for teaching in the beginning string classroom. So we'll start today by making a violin pinky house, and then I'll show you how to adapt that to work on your lower strings. The first thing you need is some of the Scotch colored plastic tape. You can buy this at any hardware store. I bought this at Target. It doesn't matter where you get it, but it's important that it has lots of colors because the kids like colored tape. So this is a pretty snazzy way to keep your pinky in the right place. We get about a 3-inch portion of tape, and what I do is fold the tape laterally over on itself. You want to fold it in about thirds so that you have some of the sticky part still left. That's very important. It's also, if in doubt, you want to have a longer piece of tape rather than a shorter piece of tape, because the longer piece of tape will give you more reinforcement. I tease my college students and say that it's called a pinky shack if they can knock it over within a day or two, which really does happen if you don't use enough tape. So we folded the tape over on itself, and then we're going to use our pinky as the measuring tool. With the sticky side out, this is really important because otherwise it's hard to get it off of your pinky. You're going to wrap the tape around the pinky and around itself. So it looks like that. It's just a little tube. Then we're going to fold the sticky side in on itself. So it's like the end of a present. A not very beautifully wrapped present, but a present. So this is the part that's going to stick onto the top of the bow. It's important when you place the pinky house to place it at the back of the frog. If you place it too close to the screw, then it's an inappropriate place really for their pinkies to sit, and there's not enough reinforcement to really keep the pinky house on the stick. So you put it at the back of the frog. If you have a kid with very small hands, you can place the pinky house even more over what I call the eye of the frog. So that would be about the correct placement. And then what we're going to do is reinforce the placement of the pinky house with 2 strips of tape. I've taken about a 2-inch portion and I'm cutting it in half. And what I'll do is place one on the inside of the frog so that you have some overhang at the top, one on the outside of the frog. And what we'll do is smush that tape down into the center of the pinky house so it reinforces the strength of the pinky house and keeps it in place on the frog. So there's your pinky house. So you can see with your beginning string players that you set your pinky there, you place the rest of the fingers appropriately. The thumb, if you're teaching very young kids, will go underneath, or into the appropriate place underneath the bow. And you've got a really nice shaped bow hand. Now, if you're teaching in a heterogeneous class, your lower strings are going to complain like crazy because they need pinky houses too. It's not fair that the upper strings get all these snazzy things. So what we've done is come up with a pinky slot for your lower strings. Here I've got a cello bow. I've taken the same type of pinky house. I've put it where the pinky would hang over on the frog, taped it, reinforced it from underneath so that they also are staying in an appropriate place on the bow. So you can do this with your French bow bass players. You can also do this with your cellists, and it keeps them in the right part of the bow. So there's your pinky house. A lot of people ask me, well, why pinky house? There are lots of different things on the market. I've seen many teachers use corn pads, the types of things you would put on people's feet if they had some problems that are made out of chamois and very sticky and have a little hole in them. I always ask them, what's cooler, a pinky house or a corn pad? So definitely the pinky house is way, way cooler. And you can make them in multiple colors. Here we have red and white, go IU. And the kids often, I code their bows with different sizes using different colors in some of my heterogeneous classes. So that is very helpful. But it's just a great way for them to learn how to hold the bow.